we all want to start the week out right. Maybe you've tried some kind of a weekly reset practice, might have done it on your own or tried one of the structured ones like the Full Focus Planner's Weekly Preview or the Getting Things Done GTD Weekly Review. Each one has its strengths and its frustrations. So today I'm breaking them down, looking at what's different, where they overlap, and which one might end up being right for you. Hi, I'm Em. I talk about all things planning, productivity, systems, organization, and I've done all this overthinking, so you don't have to, but you probably will anyway. We'll start with the Full Focus Planner's Weekly Preview, and that name always gets me because only a very little bit of it's a preview. It starts with a lot of reflection, which I really like. They really are interested in getting you in the right mindset. Celebrating wins is a huge part of them. So if that is what resonates with you, this might be a good choice. It is a printed planner, so it's a quarterly printed planner, and so you can purchase one and you have a place to remind you to do it each week. So that structure piece is very big also. The setup of it, there is a place to record your wins and reflect on your goal progress, your weekly big three progress. They have you set weekly big three each week to propel those goals. What are you going to change each week or this week versus another week? And then there are some, so that's the backwards looking part. Then there's the kind of the catch up and clean up part. We kind of go on to the next chunk where you're looking at your goals and your tasks and your projects and deferred items and kind of cleaning up the data, so to speak. And then you go on to planning your week ahead. So then they have a streak tracker and a rejuvenation section to remind you that self-care is important. Again, mindset is big. And a place to plan out your week. Look at your week in an overview, plan out your weekly big three, and then they give you a actual weekly planning page. Some of this varies in the different sizes and editions. Now on to GTD. GTD has 3 sections to the review, and while it's not in a self-contained planner, you do have a list, and it's get clear, get current, and get creative. The get clear is the capture and process steps from the system as a whole. The get current is look over your tasks or next actions and your calendar, look backwards and forwards. You're waiting for, that's a list within the GTD framework for things that you're waiting for. Your projects, your goals, any of those things which aren't really predetermined in the system. It's very flexible. And then those trigger lists. GTD doesn't, again, specify what trigger list you should have, but recommends you should have checklists to go through to make sure nothing's falling through the cracks. And it makes it very detailed and also kind of tedious and also kind of prone to procrastinate and not do it because it's a big thing. There is the get creative, go through your someday maybe list for the things you'd like to do sometime and come up with new and exciting endeavors. But it's really that middle chunk and the beginning chunk I think everybody should do. The middle chunk can get people bogged down, and then you skip a part and then you wait another week and then you skip it again and then it becomes this whole big thing. I definitely think you should flex your size of your reviews. It doesn't need to be the same all the time, but it's really easy with GTD to just, feel a little overwhelmed by it. Somebody in one of my live streams didn't say it exactly, but kind of the way it was said, phrased it like it was a necessary evil kind of thing. And it is. I think that's a kind of a good way to look at it. GTD is tool agnostic, so you really have to know it and know what you want to use, or you can spend a lot of time kind of just trying out different ways that it can go. Where they align, they both want you to get clear, sweep those lists, and get ready for the next week. It's just what they emphasize in that. GTD is about clarity and breadth and depth, and Full Focus is about mindset and self-care as well as specifically goal setting within their framework. Both have a forward process, somewhat of a backward process, but not to the same degree. Full Focus much more structured on that. And they both have you plan your week ahead. Again, to a degree. Full Focus much more structured, GTD much more on your own. So which one's for who? If you want the structure, Full Focus Planner. You buy it, it arrives, it's there, you write in it, it's between each week, you can't miss it. If you want to put together your own system, maybe you want to do it on paper, maybe digital, then GTD. One of my live streams, we had a conversation about uh, being rule followers. And the problem with being a rule follower in GTD is it can get really overwhelming. So just if GTD is for you, you have to either be willing to follow a whole lot of rules that can get kind of tedious, or be willing to pick and choose what's going to work for you. The real point isn't whether you follow the Full Focus Planners weekly preview or the GTD weekly review. The real point is having a plan in place to reset you and send you into the week feeling clear and prepared and confident and ready to roll. You don't have to pick one. Borrow from both. I'm going to be resetting this season, so sign up for that, and it's coming soon.